Jock left already. Okay, well, we're live.
Sounds about right.
Without Jock to start.
Okay, well, Craig's joining.
Yeah, get Craig in here. Craig's here.
Now.
What up, bub?
What's up,
So where the
Craig?
fuck did Jock just go? What a great start.
There he
There
is.
he
There
is.
we go.
Okay. Well, you know what I was thinking today, boys, is that in the car, I don't think we've ever introduced ourselves, like, once. Like, I don't think we rarely even say each other's names. So why don't we do an introduction for once?
Oh, we should introduce our guest first, then we can move on to ourselves.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I figure out,
Honestly-
our names are not important.
Honestly, I usually let the guests do it. So you guys shout out your show and shout out yourselves.
Cool. Yeah, I'm the creator of a podcast. Me and my coworker just started. It's called If They Won't Listen. You know, kind of like you guys, just bullshitting. And yeah, I'm Richard. And go ahead and introduce yourself, homie.
Many names. On the other show, I'm usually Topher. It's Chaotic Neutral on Instagram. Co-host of, for many reasons. Get to know me, you'll understand. There's actually a story behind that might relate, get into later. But yeah,
Cool. Thanks for having us on.
I am.
Thanks for being on it.
Nobody calls me chaotic evil, but I am chaotic evil, and we might get to that story too.
nice.
Okay, Jock, you want to start?
My name's Jake, and I hail from the Jock Nipple Can of Baked Beans podcast.
I don't think you have to say which podcast you hail from when we're on our show, Jock.
I don't care. It feels more official.
Okay, Billy.
I'm Billy, as he just fucking said for some reason. I come from the ghettos of
Ghettos.
Ghettos of baked beans.
yes.
Like the bottom, he's one of the ones surrounding the queen bean, that really weird
I'm like-
fatty thing.
Yeah, what is
I'm-
up with that in every can of beans? I always scoop that out. That's gross.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was actually a joke in a cartoon years ago, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. I'm going to date myself just by mentioning it, but whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
so very obviously Jake is the jock. I have to know which one of you is a nipple and which is the can of baked beans.
I'm the nipple, because
I'm the baked beans.
and he's baked beans. My dad used to call me nipple when I was younger.
I used to do this podcast really baked, and
My
then I
name's-
realized I'm not funny.
Yeah, my name's Nick. I don't know if it's related to why he calls me nipple, but yeah, that was one of my many nicknames as a child.
That's funny.
Interesting, but cool. All right.
Jock, Billy, let me guess, 0 topics to bring to the table.
Yeah, you bet.
What do you think? We just ended a raid like 5 minutes ago. Our minds are not.
was not ready for this at all.
Yeah.
To talk about the raid or something. That's what we would do.
No, nobody wants to
All
hear
right, well,
about
what'd you
fucking
just get done
Destiny
doing?
2.
I just got done watching a movie, man. It was fucking...
Nobody
I
wants to
kinda
hear
wish
about
I had,
Destiny 2.
you know.
It's dog shit.
What movie you watch?
No, I'm just
Oh, okay.
He's
talking, not really. I was actually just playing Fortnite with my son, and
Oh, that's so sweet.
before that, I was eating ramen and watching Family Guy.
Well, I haven't slept yet. I was just working for 8 hours out in fucking Albany. I don't know why I haven't slept yet, but yeah.
Was DoorDash good today?
Yeah, this was my first day making over $100.
Good shit. Good shit.
Damn.
You work
yeah.
for DoorDash?
Yeah, it used to be
During
a side
COVID?
hustle. Yeah, it used to be a side hustle, but then I got tired of going to my real job, so I just quit my real job and I just do that now.
Score. Whatever works, man.
Yeah.
COVID's fucked up my job a bunch of times this year. I've been on and off and on, and it's just absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been lucky. I've worked. I used to work in a grocery store, so I never had that issue. They always needed me more rather than less. I was always getting more and more hours.
Right.
But I recently transferred because I moved. I moved out of my parents' house, so I'm at a different store. And at like the old store, I was fucking god, dude. I wouldn't wear my name tag or anything, and it was awesome. And then at this new store, it was just like I called out sick one day because I was throwing up a bunch, and when I came in, they were like, "Yeah, you really can't be doing that." I was like, "What? What? You want me to come in throwing up?" And they were like, "Hey, man, if you got to tough through the day, that's what it is." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't think this is for me." So
I love how you being a god relates to wearing your name tags. Others would think a divine being. Like you just don't have to wear your name tag, but
Well, no, I
The
mean
name
it was
is one.
more than just that. That's just the easiest tagline, you know. No pun intended. Well, I did want to ask to start off for you two is I saw you guys have a charity in your YouTube description. You want to talk about that? I didn't really look into it. I was curious on what that was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that many details to your surprise, but me and Topher and Spencer are 3 different co-hosts, and we all, you know, have our own socials to some degree. Like I have mine, Topher has his, and Spencer has his. And Spencer asked me, he doesn't have any of his socials plugged beneath the show, and he said, "Hey, can you throw this charity there? It's a charity I support and I appreciate." And I looked it up, and it looked 75% or more legit, and I was like, fucking whatever.
What's
you
it
know?
for? You know the cause?
I bet if I read the name, I would.
I can't say I read the name either, so I can't blame you.
You know, I put it there out of respect for him, and I did look at it initially. Not that I saved it to memory, but no, I frankly I could care if it was his PayPal. You know, I'm not donating to it, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, but it's cool. One thing I really wanted from my podcast right from the start was a crazy ass bio. I wanted I wanted to answer a bunch of questions. You know, why are we here? What are we doing? What is our purpose? And then I also wanted a free chance to advertise all my other shit. So, you know, Twitch channels and, you know, his Instagram and so forth and so on, the charity you asked me about. But, yeah, no, we just, you know, that was one thing I thought that was cool that, you know, it's my description. So, you know, the one chance I had is, you know, that one time.
Yeah.
But what about you guys? What's your plan for this show? I mean, you guys,
we have an active Patreon with 2 patrons. One who's Billy's sister and the other is my girlfriend. And then we're on. I don't know what you guys use to post, but we use Anchor.fm, and we frankly love it. We do 30-second ads for them because supposedly they'll pay you. They haven't given us a dime, but you know what? They've done so much for us that I really don't mind, honestly. They got us on Spotify and like Google Podcasts and stuff, and all I have to do is go to the Anchor page and post it, and it posts it to like 6 or 7 different websites, including Spotify. So it's pretty nice. And one of my sisters donates 99 cents a month on there. So essentially all our revenue is in-house, so to say. But we do have... see, I wish I could say we have an active community, but we really don't. Well, I beg for emails every episode. Speaking of, please email me at jockandthenipple@aol.com. Yes, I use AOL. But like... I guess that's a good question for you guys is how much feedback do you guys get? Because you guys are significantly bigger than us. You have something like 700 subscribers. I don't know how many downloads you guys are getting, but we just hit 150 listens on Spotify, and we got about 50 views on YouTube and like 5 subscribers because we just started the YouTube last week. But so we're significantly behind you guys. So I wonder do you get emails or comments on your videos or any of that stuff? Because we are like, it's fucking radio silence. We got like 1 or 2 comments from friends in our hometown. Other than that, it's like radio silence.
Bad.
Well, it has a lot to do with networking. I mean, saying we're that much ahead of you is a joke. Like 100 or 500 is nothing on YouTube. Like you don't even get paid.
Oh, yeah.
If I was 1 million above you, maybe you could be like, oh, this guy's got a big dick. But like honestly, 500, I don't get CPM. I'm not getting paid from YouTube, so it's like I feel like I'm in the same exact boat as you. But no, I'm only that big because I started advertising like financially. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna get a bigger net just waiting for people to click on you because the algorithm on YouTube doesn't promote things that people aren't searching for. And if no one's ever looked for you, you're not related to anything that is what you talk about. And so it's like this weird metric of how YouTube works. And I'm not throwing that much money in on it. Like I'm a family guy. I got a wife and a daughter and stuff. But no, it's really just getting on shows. You know, Reddit's been a huge help, and Fiverr. You know, $10 to a random person on Fiverr, and then seeing what they do for advertising. I've paid people who gave me fake views, but frankly, like, can you tell?
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah,
a view is a
exactly.
view, and they say, oh, it's completely legit and it's natural growing audience, and then you get it, and it's like, oh no, this was some dude from fucking Syria who looked at my video for 3 minutes and then never looked at it again. And so I don't really know, but out of maybe $100 of advertising, I probably got 40 people who, even though I was advertising the newest video, like episode 15, they were watching episode 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and
Yeah, we've had a lot of that where our older episodes have been growing, and also not to downshine you or anything, but like we did have actually some bigger podcasters on somewhat recently. I don't know if you ever heard of them, Doug and Anthony from Who's Right. They got about 2,500 subscribers on YouTube and about 200 patrons. So they're not exactly like bigwig, but they're getting there. So we had them on pretty early in our lifespan. I mean, it was like 2 weeks ago at this point, but it's only a couple months into our lifespan of the show. So that definitely helped boost us a little bit. They brought a lot of people over to the Discord, and a lot of people have stayed watching. I can just tell by the view count after the show, but so I understand what you're saying.
We also got a nice addition of a lot of how would I describe it? How would you guys describe it? Pony.
If you go to the general chat in the Discord and scroll up, there's just a shit ton of My Little Pony porn, because the Who's Right fucking fans came in here and listened to the episode live, and the whole episode you could just see the chat filling with all this fucking brony porn. It was a sight to see. Yeah,
it was interesting.
Luckily, we've had enough conversations since then that it's been buried a little bit, and you got to scroll. But it was pretty bad for a while. We would log in, and you'd just see like one at the top of the chat. You'd have to delete it just to get it out of your view. Yeah.
No, it's a really cool community. I mean, no, and you're in no way shining a light down on us. Where I'm loving the fact that it's it's just such a friendly community, on all the platforms as far as podcasts go. There's less than 1 million podcasts, and there's like almost 10 billion people. So like when you crunch those numbers, it's really like a long-term attrition game, like waiting it out. Joe Rogan's popular. He's been out 10 years. My favorite show's popular. They've been out 10 years. So it's like you gotta kind of take your cake at the time. You're not going to be famous on day 17. My plan was, I'm not planning on making any money, like not even a penny, for 12 to 24 months. Like this is for fun. This is for me and my homie like Topher to just talk about bullshit and have fun. And if you're worried about money and view counts, you get a headache. Like life is not spent, supposed to be. Wow, I don't know why I couldn't think of supposed to be. Supposed to be spent looking at view counts. You know what I mean? No, I'm like, I try to post and ghost. Post that shit and ghost and go back to the shit I care about.
The guys Who's Right we had on, they've had their show for 4 years, and it wasn't until they got picked up to be in an episode by a show even bigger than them that I listened to, that they started to gain a large following. So I completely understand, but at the same time, it's hard not to. I mean, I have it set so that when I open my browser, automatically one of the tabs that opens automatically is the Anchor, so I can always check how many plays we have. It's kind of addicting. I don't know. I agree with you. I mean, the whole reason we started the show is because these two left for college, and I was still in our hometown, and so like it was just kind of an excuse where we would like. I mean, we play video games together, but it was an excuse where we had to come together, just the three of us, and sit and talk. And
at a reasonable time during the night, not like 1 o'clock when I'm already in bed. Nick just says, "Are you still up? You want to play video games?" I'm like, "I want to go to bed."
Yeah, exactly. So it was just kind of an excuse. But then I mean, like you said, like we're not big at all, but like even having 10 concurrent viewers just blows my mind. And I was texting you before, and like I said, I think you said you're like what, 26 or something, right?
Yeah, but before we continue, real quick, so did I give you my number on Reddit a long time ago?
Yeah, you gave it to me in an email, but I messaged you off Reddit. I made a Reddit post about how I just wanted random guests on because I don't know, I just think it's fun to have guests on. And then we emailed back and forth, and then I don't know, our emails just kind of got lost to time. And then I was scrolling through the email today, and I'm like, holy shit, like I'm just going to text this guy.
Yeah, dude, I woke up and I got your text, and like not
I texted you like 2 a.m.
not 1% of me was worried about it being like someone I had to worry about. I was just like, oh cool, yeah, let's do this, let's hang out. What are we doing? What's going on? How's it going? And I was like, fuck, I don't remember giving this guy I don't even know who this fucking guy is. I had another guy email me today. He was like, hey man, I can't talk on the phone, but I gotta ask a favor. Can you respond?" And I was like, I have no
Ask
fucking
him.
idea who you are.
Ask a favor. Whoa.
Favor.
Did you receive money for this favor, or
That
you
was
have to
at
go on,
like
like,
5
a-
p.m.
did you have to go,
Rule
like a
number
FaceTime
one:
call?
never ask a question you don't want the answer to.
No, I want the answer to this question. You have to go on like a FaceTime call. Were you naked for this favor at all?
Billy, he said he couldn't go on the phone. Come on, there was no FaceTime call.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh
What
my.
are you doing?
No, but what I was saying is the funniest part is our biggest viewership is from people the ages 35 to 45. So we actually have a demographic that's about double our age, closer to our parents' age than us.
Yeah.
So it's
We got
just,
some
I don't know,
old
it's
heads.
shit like that. It just makes me want to check the Anchor every day and see what the stats are doing and who's listening to us. Because it just blows my
That sounds
mind.
kind of creepy to me.
Yeah, thinking
What
about
kind of guys is it like a Herbert thing?
I don't know. No one will email me. Please email me and prove that you're not a pedo. Thank you.
Popsicles in my basement, Chris.
Yeah.
Nah, go for it. Who was saying something?
I don't really pay. I mean, I don't have any access to any of the accounts. That's all Nick here. Same with Jock. He has no access.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
you say it like I
all the
lock
power
you
to
out,
Nick.
as if you guys would do anything with the account.
No,
You've
just
you've
really
never
busy.
once asked
Yeah.
for it. You've never
Yeah.
once
No,
asked.
you know,
I've never
it's-
wanted it. So
It's actually kind of the same thing on this end because Ricky does all of that. He's got all of that locked down. That's fine. I do some of the creative stuff, and like we were to get back into the views and the followers and whatever. I do a lot of posting and I do a lot of personal advertising and promoting of this on Instagram. Because I'm on Instagram and I have it right in my thing, right in my bio, so everybody can look at it. I made it a professional account, so it's got that vibe to it. And I don't know if I'm more pissed or flattered, but I actually already had somebody impersonate me. Unfortunately, the idiot decided the first two people he wanted to talk to were my son and my son's stepfather, both of whom I have their phone numbers, and I would text them or call them if I wanted to talk to them. Never message them on Instagram, and they know my speech patterns, and they immediately both went, "That's not him."
I think
funny.
I'd be flattered if somebody impersonated me. Be like,
I
oh
agree.
damn, you know what? You want to
That's
take
what I'm
over?
saying, there's that, but at the same time, there's,
Don't go messaging my family. You know.
well, and that's the thing, my followers, that gives me a bad rep if you start, spamming them with some of this, "Oh, you just won $3,000 crap. You just have to tell me where you live so I can send it to you. What the fuck are you smoking, dude? Seriously?"
man.
I mean, I
But
have.
at
I
the
have
same
our
time, I've got
YouTube
over
link.
200 followers, which really isn't much. There's many that have many, many, many more, but I do have over 200 followers. And these people are all looking at and liking my videos like the 3 or 4 times I spammed since 5 o'clock this particular episode of your show.
Oh, thank you.
I plugged the fuck out of it as much as I could.
Thank
Unfortunately, I couldn't do much during the day because I was working. I have a day job too, but as soon as I got to a point where I could, hell yeah, I was all over that.
Thank you.
And
We
that's
do
what I do
appreciate
for
Thank you.
ours.
Yeah,
When
we
the
do
new
appreciate
one,
that.
when the new one comes out, I plug it and I make sure I say, yeah, on the new episodes in the can, this particular episode at the end of the week. And I'm a little corny and a little weird, but people seem to like me. I've got a lot of followers, and I haven't really been doing this long on Instagram. And they just kind of sprout. I've got like 2 more just as the show started. Got 2 more followers.
If I didn't force these two to come on the show every week, you wouldn't even know that they're a part of it. Like I have the
Now they'd be playing
YouTube in my
Destiny.
bio. Yeah, I have the YouTube in my bio on my main Instagram. I've made a TikTok. I've made an Instagram account like a I don't know. I guess like I don't even know how to describe it. Like not as myself, but as the brand. I've made accounts for those, and these two not only don't have the passwords, but they have no interest in posting or using them at all. So, like I said, if I didn't drag these two in every
I
time we
post
do a show,
one thing on my Instagram account. I post one thing, and that's a song occasionally. Okay, I post like a song I've been listening to that week, and that's all I post. I got my
Yeah,
Instagram. I don't want to seem creepy. I don't want to have no posts up there saying we post occasionally. You know, I'm going to college, gotta meet some people.
I just
but
post every Sunday when we drop the episode. I post on my story, and I keep the link in my bio. That's it.
and
I
your
don't go
girlfriend's story,
crazy.
and then
I don't post on my girlfriend's story. That's all.
really,
Yeah, no,
I thought you
honestly. No, I'm
I
not
had the
that
impression that
crazy.
you were like, okay.
No,
You
I'm
gained
not
some
that
points there.
crazy.
I thought,
Do you guys have like a regular recording procedure? Like I was looking at your episode dates, and maybe I was confused, but it didn't look like they were quite.
Our
Systematic.
episodes always drop on Sunday, but we kind of just record whenever. And it's not even like because we're busy working or anything. It's just because we're like, one of them will be too high, or they'll be like, "Yo, nah, I just want to play video games tonight." Usually it's just Jock. He got too high too early into the night.
hey.
And then he's like, I don't want to do the podcast. so no,
Yeah.
we just kind of have random dates, but we always release it on Sunday. We try to stay consistent in that sense. So we just started the live format. So the live format is kind of all over the place, but for the actual scheduling and the drops of the episode, they're very consistent on Sunday.
Cool. Yeah, no, we haven't done anything live yet. I've contemplated it, and we will definitely think about that at some point. We don't really do any editing to anything that we do at all. We just upload it, but we go through Podbean, and Podbean goes through to iTunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we go YouTube. But no, it's been fun. Did you have any things in the docket to talk about tonight?
Oh, well, I just wanted to add on to the point that you said you didn't do live stream, is that we probably should have stopped after the first episode when Billy had a big slip up, but we probably should have realized this was an experiment that failed, but we're just going to keep powering through it. Yeah, I got a couple things on the list.
Forgot that was the first live.
Yeah, it was the first live ever, yeah. I wanted to say, Ricky, congrats on, I listened to the most recent 2 episodes, and congrats on quitting smoking, man. So that's a big deal. How many days or weeks are you off?
So I mean, not that I haven't tried not counting before, but like I spent longer trying to quit than I think I did smoking, and I think that's the case for everybody. But no, I don't know. Like I'm not counting. I'm not worried about it. I woke up one day and I was like, nope. I'll keep my $13.
Last night, but
Well, yeah. We understand. We understand the struggle. We had a friend who came on 6 episodes ago who was addicted to cocaine. So I always make sure to wish him happy sober day, whatever day he's on. But so yeah, man, congrats for sure. I was listening. You had some pretty interesting thoughts on why you smoked and how you used. What did you say? You had a certain way of saying it.
I couldn't tell you. I say a lot of shit a lot of ways. I have
know,
a post-it note.
You're saying like it was like your way of coping almost. I guess is the way you said it.
Nick, you went really high def in this.
I
You,
just
like, memorized the shit you was
I'm
saying,
telling
bro.
you, I watched one episode and I genuinely was like, I got
You got a
pretty
notebook?
deep into it. I don't have a notebook. I have a couple notes, but like I listened to the episode and I got pretty interested in it. And you guys talked on some pretty deep topics. I don't know. You were saying something like honestly profound about how you think that you use chemicals as your stress reliever, and it was, I don't know, it's just a very interesting concept to me. You were making a point how everyone uses something to cope, and that was just your way of doing it. And I just thought that was an interesting way of looking at like how someone can become addicted to a drug like nicotine.
Most people who smoke do, for real. I used to smoke. I quit too, twice now. First time I quit for like 17 years, and I got back to it, and it wasn't good. But I've been done again for like a year or so. What's it been, like a year and a half?
Congrats, man. Congrats.
Something like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of science behind it too. I mean, it's not like we're an animal. I mean, we call ourselves humans, and that's real peachy and cozy because we're really smart. But like koalas, their main sustenance makes them feel like they're high. So like koalas, their entire life are just high, and it's like you wonder why they die if they don't have that thing. Well, they love it. It's the only thing they eat. They get high off it. Cheetahs or jaguars, I forget which one. One of them has a psychedelic leaf that they favor, and they get high. And there's a bunch of animals. If you were to just Google what animals naturally eat things that alter their mind state, there's a lot of research and a lot of animals that do it. I don't know. We're still figuring things out. I think it's crazy. Everything going on. I love the podcast because we can just talk about bullshit. I mean, I think before 2020, it seemed a lot less relevant to talk about every little detail. But now with this year, it's like, dude, there's so many opinions on everything. I mean, I've heard the mask debate like 1,000 times. I've heard the vaccine debate 1,000 times. I know every person in my neighborhood's opinion about masks. Why? Because I fucking see them. There's that old guy in the gas station who's like, nah, I'm not going to wear one. Fuck you. But sell me my soda. It's like, okay. I don't know. This is the fucking craziest year I've been in. I mean, yeah, I'm 26. I know you guys are a little bit younger. Not that it matters. And Topher's, a little bit older. But fuck, like this is what do you guys think? I mean, being you guys, what do you guys think about this year?
I mean, in terms of schooling, like most people for school were like, this is the hardest semester anybody could have gone through. I said, fuck that. This was the easiest semester to go through. It was the most annoying semester. They gave you so much more busy work, but I cheated on almost everything I did. My final exams, fucking, I got nice 100s on those for some good reasons. But like, I don't know. It felt, for me at least, it wasn't too hard. I didn't lose my job, so I had it pretty nice. I didn't lose my job. I was still able to work as many hours as I wanted to. So I understand that could be hard for other people, but I felt myself that this year was. It was different, but not in a bad way.
Yeah, I felt similar. I didn't do a freshman year of college like these guys. I'm taking a gap year and debating whether I want to go to college at all at this point. But we all ended senior year, our last, March to, when did school end?
March
June?
25th, bro. March 25th.
March to June, we were out of school, and I was actually working 3 jobs at the time, so I had done, like, literally zero work. So I just emailed all my teachers like, hey, I have 3 jobs. I work 7 days a week. Is it cool if I just don't do work? And they were all like, yeah, cool. You got a 90. Don't worry about it. So for me, and like I said, I had 3 jobs, and like I got a lot. Like I was saying earlier about the grocery store, I got a bunch of extra hours. So for me, this was probably one of the most like lucrative years. Honestly, I got to skip like the worst thing for me, which was always school. And I fucking just got to make a shit ton of money and goof off with my friends more than I ever would have normally. So I don't know. I feel like the 3 of us, even though I know the 2 of them both ended up having no roommate during college, which is kind of a bummer. But for the most part, the 3 of us kind of lucked out, and we got in pretty lucky situations where it actually benefited us at the end of the day.
I don't know. This semester kicked my ass. I just had so much trouble with motivation because, like, it's always been, like, the easiest assignments have always been the hardest for me just because I procrastinate so much and never want to do it. So, of course, every single assignment this semester was just stuff like that. So I just, it was not a fun time.
I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't think I would have done half the shit I did if it wasn't for Nick here. There were nights where I was like, okay, I gotta stay up all night, and I know, like me and Nick stayed up all night for like those 2, like for nights, and I'm like, I wouldn't have done the homework.
I would just be staying up all night for fun. He actually had to.
I had shit to do.
He would come into the Discord and be like, dude, if I don't stay up all night, I'm not gonna finish this work. And I'm like, yeah, I got nothing to do tomorrow. I'll stay up all night and play video games. Like, sure, sounds good. So, yeah.
In the morning, go to my class, have my homework get done for class, and we'd be chilling.
Yeah, and then I'd get to sleep. It was awesome.
That's awesome. I do a shitload of gaming too. I was an Xbox gamer and a PS4 gamer for like, I don't know, 10 years. Not specifically those consoles, but I just built my own PC. I built this right when COVID started, like in February, and I've been on PC ever since. So I've been loving gaming on a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah,
Can I guess your favorite color?
Thank you.
Pink.
Yeah. Nah, dude.
I like the setup. It looks sick.
I like the rig. It
It
looks
does,
nice.
It does look nice.
Yeah, no, I can change all the colors in it, and I wired it myself, built it myself. I've got pictures of just a pile of parts on a desk, and my head was like, "Fuck!" And the first time I sat down, it was like, "Here we go." I took a deep breath, like I was in a movie, and pushed the button, and it didn't turn on. And I was like, here we go. I get to tell my wife I wasted fucking $3,000.
That happened to me. Like, I bought a pre-built at Corona,
Man.
and the pre-built was shit, and they didn't give me the right parts. So I said, "Listen, either you guys give me the right parts, or you just give me my money back." I ended up getting my money back for them. So then I ended up buying different parts online, and so from there I had to build the computer from scratch, and it was miserable to begin with. I tried turning it on. I'm like, it's not. I was like freaking out. It's not turning on, guys. What do I do? It was a simple motherboard problem. I just didn't plug in the case correctly, but like.
No, mine was simple too. When I was plugging in my power supply unit, on the directions, there was a total of 30 pins, but the directions said plug in 24. So it was 24 and then a 6-pin attachment. And I was like, well, without it plugged in, there's a hole, but it doesn't say to plug it in. So I won't. And so like after like 3 minutes of me watching YouTube videos and scratching my head like, fuck, you know, I finally was like, wait a minute, I didn't plug in that wire. And I unscrewed back here down the bottom and frickin' yeah, no, it turned on. But no, a lot of work. It was like literally 100 hours of research for me to do, because I wired all the colors, all the RGB. So I installed the light strips and ran the wires, and it was just very problematic because I couldn't test that any of it worked until I turned it on. So I kind of like read every direction 4 times and then checked every wire 4 times, and by the end of it I was like, okay, my head hurts. It took me 3 full days just to compile the parts together. You know, I took a long time, and I kind of got shit on because the brand new series of GPUs came out like 3 months ago, and so now my thing that I paid $600 is now worth like $3. It's not obsolete, but it went from the 3rd best on the market to the like the 5th.
I ended up having a 4th gen processor in this thing. Like, I gotta upgrade this computer soon. 4th gen is not working out.
Yeah, we're on 10th right now.
Me and Jock are both on fucking gaming laptops. I used to play PC on my parents' like computer that my mom just used for emails, and then when the PS4 came out, games just started to get too powerful for that like fucking piece of shit that my parents were keeping, so my mom could check her email. And so I just made the switch to PlayStation. I was on PlayStation for a while. And then as we got older through the years of high school, everybody stopped playing. And it's because they had all migrated back to PC. So then I had to find my way back on. So I got this old gaming laptop from one of our friend's little brothers who wanted to upgrade to a PC himself. So I'm rocking a gaming laptop, and I know Jock is too.
Yeah, this thing's a toaster.
It's a fucking toaster.
I hate this thing.
It's still better than my old PC, though, somehow.
Yeah, I'm looking to build a new computer. I can't wait.
Yeah, me too.
Get rid of this shit.
No, I'm with you. You guys got any topics you want to cover? Or?
Oh, I wanted to ask. Actually, I've been looking. So, do you watch anime?
Oh yeah, tons of
I'm a big anime nerd right now. I don't know. I got into it like over the semester. I don't know. What animes do you watch, or have you watched?
Oh, tons of them. I mean, I got a list on my phone because I forget a lot of them, and I go back to them. But I mean, top of the line without looking at the list I have in front of me. My Hero Academia was so good. I mean, like my gaming mat right here, my mouse is on. That's this face right here. You know, it's a lot of the background. Sword Art Online, I think, is one most people see first, or top 3 or whatever. That they did such a good job making someone who had no idea what an anime was like be like, wow, like, oh shit, they're real people, and then they're, you know, in a game, but they're still real people, and it's like, okay, I can connect to this. You know, and it's like, so I don't know, I love all of them, but top 3 would probably be Full Metal Alchemist. You know, that's what this is. SAO, Kirito, that's what that is, and top 3, I don't know. Parasite, I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Oh, I just started that yesterday. Holy shit! Holy shit!
Dude,
the first opening scene got me hooked. Oh my god!
It's one of those 1-season bangers, like I don't know, 12 or 13 episodes, 24 minutes apiece. But the quality in the comic book that they made it from was so fucking rich. It was a great show. There's so many of those 1-season ones that were just great.
Demon Slayer, I watched that. That's my favorite anime by far right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a one season. That's a 1-season hitter so far.
Yeah, there's one called Dead Man Wonderland. That one is a 1-season wonder, and it's completely unique. Like it's like an underground fighting ring with people who fight with blood. It's fucked up, but it's completely unique. And 12 episodes, you can kill it in 4 hours. And that's what's so cool about this. I mean, in Japan, their culture, and in China, in Asia and all that, this is their version of sit down with a pen, draw it all, and then pay a producer to make a movie. So there's an unlimited amount, fucking unlimited. It's so cool.
Now I'm gonna go watch Dead Man Wonderland later. Now I got a new anime recommendation. Nice.
Yeah.
I've been binging Naruto recently.
I've never seen that. I've seen so many clips to that I've enjoyed, but I've never watched the show.
It's good.
500,
recommend
500 episodes is very.
Yeah, it's very long.
Yeah, it's.
You know what? I want you guys. I want you three to do real quick, because I don't know. I've never been able to get myself into anime. So I know. Well, I know my two co-hosts are, and I'm just assuming you are too. Pretty Ricky, pretty big into anime. So why don't you guys spin me as a non-anime enthusiast? See if you can spin me around and get me watching anime by the end of the night. Because I've seen good scenes, like I've seen clips and know that like this looks like a good scene, but I just don't feel like watching the build up. And the biggest problem for me is always, and the worst part is I'm a movie buff, but the biggest problem for me is that I don't like to watch something where it like I have to read subtitles, because like especially for a TV show. For a movie, I would prefer not to, but I can stand it, because when I watch a movie, it's all I focus on. But when I watch a TV show, I don't really focus on it. I usually just turn it on while I'm playing games or something, so I kind of turn my brain off. So I couldn't really do that with something like anime. So you guys would have to convince me that it's good enough to like actually sit down and dedicate my time to it.
I mean,
you go.
the only thing I want to say real quick is that any anime that has accumulated a good following, and like one that has face masks and posters like I have behind me, and computer mats, any anime like that has been dubbed, which means American actors who speak English had a translator give them a script, translate it, and then they redo the entire show in English. So the mouths don't match, but it's English. So you could theoretically then watch something, AFK with an AirPod in, and then go back and get to see it again. But yeah, I started watching subtitled ones, and now I watch basically only ones that have English, because it's just, there's so many out there. Like I said, it's pretty simple to just watch a new one. And if you don't like it, you change it. But
yeah.
It's a lot easier for them to make a great story, because the budget is pens and pencils. They take everything you see in it was drawn more or less, and then given to an animation company to make into a real show. So take into consideration, it might cost $30 million to film a Marvel movie. It costs them fucking $7,500 to film.
You're big time lowballing it, just so you know. But I get your point. I get your point.
I'm just, but yeah, like I've seen some dope ass animes that were based off comic books that were made 40 years ago, and it was like someone just read it and was like, "This is insane, let's film it," and drew it, and boom, it became a show.
That kind of sounds like the original Superman cartoon, because they drew all of that before they animated it, and so it was pretty cheap, and it was arguably one of the better Superman cartoons of all time.
I just have to throw my 2 cents in here quick. I was watching anime before it was actually called anime, because some of my Saturday morning cartoons were what would be considered anime today. Like, I date myself here. You guys ever heard of Voltron?
Oh, of course.
I've
never
the
watched
original,
it, but
the original
I've never
Voltron
watched it,
I
but
watched on Saturday
yeah.
mornings, sitting on my living room floor, eating. I used to take a box of Lucky Charms, dump it out on the living room floor, and separate it. Cereal over here, this color marshmallow, this color marshmallow. Of course, we only have 5 colors of marshmallow then too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always been a medium that I've heard great things about, especially being around fucking big weebs like these kids. But I've heard such great things about it. I've seen good things, but I don't know. I've just never been able to make that leap to get myself into it.
For me, when I started anime, what turned me away from anime is probably the length of it. because I started off with Naruto and I said this is great, but like starting out, it just seems very daunting and very intimidating to watch. So if I were you, I'd start off with something that's 12 episodes, maybe 24 episodes, something that's easy to get through. You get a taste of what it's like. Like now that I know what anime is, I probably will watch some of these longer animes, but I got
Yeah.
three. I got
I
three
get what
right
you're
now.
saying. I feel like, I agree with you because it feels like if you just started watching Walking Dead like today, like you started season 1 right now, like you got a shit ton of catching up to do. It does feel truly like a daunting task sometimes. That's also part of it for sure.
You don't have to catch up though. You know what I mean? Like, answer this question for me, like, to understand what your concept of time is. How long is 1,000,000 seconds?
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, just guess. You know, it's a concept. Like, is it 30 days, 60 days, like 10 days? How long is it?
My quick
you know,
math is not fucking good.
You don't need math.
Like-
I'm asking you to estimate, not
Estimate it. Don't calculate it. Just pop a number. I'm gonna give like
It's 16,000 minutes or 16,666 minutes, but that did not help me. I don't know.
You don't need to calculate.
It's, like,
I'm just
it's like probably like a month, I guess.
Yeah, it's 11 and a half days, give or
shit.
take, a few hours. So, like, when you think about that, if you made $1 a second for 11 and a half days, you're a millionaire. And so it's like, that's not that fucking complicated. Everyone's like, oh, that guy's a millionaire. He's a jerk off. Fuck him for having that money. And it's like, bro, that's if someone has $100 million, that's like making $1 a second for like 3 years. We can live 80 years. So in the peak of someone's life, if for someone to make $1 a second, like that's, you calculate it, like you're in college, there's a negative cost reduction you can make in how much you're spending per second you sit in that classroom. Divide 4 years by the amount of time that exists in 4 years, divided by how much money you spend in that 4 years to sit there. And you end up with the amount of money you have to then reimburse with the knowledge that supposedly was worth said money that you have already invested.
Well,
And
that's
it's like,
like, have you ever heard that? I think it's $10,000 a day since, like, whether you believe in Jesus or not, the day Jesus was born to today, if you got $10,000 a day, you still wouldn't be as rich as Jeff Bezos. Like, that's how crazy rich that guy is. It's something.
He
like,
is crazy.
I'm pretty sure it's
That's
$10,000 a day since 0 AD, or is it? Would it be 0 AD or just 0? I don't know. I think AD.
0. I think, yeah. Well, 8 AD is, I think, what we're in. So, yeah, 0 AD.
Yeah,
right?
so-
Or maybe
so-
1. I don't know.
2020 years of $10,000 a day, and you still wouldn't be as rich as Jeff Bezos. So,
But he
sometimes-
deserves it.
Oh
he
no,
deserves
I don't say he does it. I just think I don't know. It's crazy to think about numbers like that.
I hear mad people talk shit about him, and like I don't disagree. Like he had enough money or for instance, there was the guy who ran for the 2020 election. I forget his name now. But if you were to Google what I'm about to say, you would find his name. Someone spent more money in millions of dollars than there are Americans in America. Someone spent like $400 million on the election, on advertisements and campaigns to
still
become
lost.
the potential president. And with that amount of money, they could have gave $1 million to every American and still lost the presidency because they fucking did.
Well, I don't know about your math
Crazy.
there, unless you're 400 million divided between 333 million is not a million each. Unless you're saying the wrong numbers there.
So all I found was that the 2020 election cost $14 billion.
Oh, 14 billion. Okay, now that you could probably give more than $1 million to each citizen. Yeah. Shit. Holy fuck, man. Yeah, it's absurd.
No, it was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, now your math is way off, but that's beside the point.
I'm over it. Like I said, this was in the beginning of the thing, but this was before the 2020. It doesn't matter, but yeah, no, I forget the guy's name. This year has been something else for me. Did you get? Are you guys old enough to vote? Did you vote? Are you registered? I don't know.
Yeah.
I voted.
Nice.
Yep.
We don't need to bring it up. That's a whole nother topic. But that wasn't my segue into being like, let me persecute you for having an opinion. No. But how was voting for you guys? Was it weird? Like, I'm not gonna lie, going for me was intensely weird. Like, I had to wait in a line 6 feet apart on tape strips in a fire department garage where they only let like 6 people in at a time. It was extremely weird.
I was
For me-
when I
Oh, go ahead.
when I voted. So I was in St. Louis for college. So I live in New York. So I had to vote absentee. So I just got I got it in the mail, signed it, I marked who I wanted to vote for, and I sent it back. So it was not that weird. Probably no different than any other absentee ballot year.
Yeah, it was pretty good for me. I mean, I was home when it happened, so they hold it at a local library, and I went there, and they asked if it was my first time voting, and I said yes, and they all cheered, and it was so that was kind of funny.
Didn't
And
somebody
then
come
I
in
met-
behind you and say it was their first time voting, and then nobody cheered for them though?
No,
Fuck, that
But,
happened to somebody, maybe Owen.
some cop walked in at the same time though, and he was like, "Oh, is that for me?" But yeah, funny cop moment.
I didn't vote. I was working on the day of, and I was just gonna write myself in anyway, so I just didn't even waste my time going. I was working, and I would have had like 5 minutes for me to get there just on time if I like sped the whole way there. So I was just like, nah, it's not worth it. I'm just gonna write my own name anyway.
Yeah. My math was totally wrong, but the dude I was talking about was Bloomberg. He spent over 400 million,
Yeah.
400 million on the election, and so you know what I mean.
It's
There's
like,
three
what,
only three.
$1.10, $1.25 or something like that.
When did like? Maybe I'm just like extremely high off the dab I took an hour ago.
No, that's
How
like
is-
that's like $1.10 each. There's 333 million people. $400 million you spent.
How is that not a 1-to-1 ratio? Isn't there 70 something million left over?
$1 to $1 ratio. Where'd Craig go?
The bear went away. He not like he was there in the first place.
We need Craig. He's important.
It was
Where did
bear. He's a
MIA?
mascot, right?
No, he records the episode.
No,
Yeah.
no, he
Oh,
said I've been
shit.
unexpectedly disconnected. If you want me to stop recording, please.
Yeah,
You're
he's
fine.
probably still
He's still-
recording.
Oh, there he is.
He's,
There, oh, there he
still
goes.
recording. He's just been bugging.
Yeah,
Craig
he's
is
still
bugging,
recording.
bro.
Oh, but
Oh, no.
Okay, you have 333 million people. Let's just do it this way. You have 333 million people, and you have $333 million, and you spread it equally. How many dollars does each person get? it's just one. It's not a trick question.
One.
It's just one. And so then you just throw on an extra like roughly 70 million. So then they each get a couple cents more.
Fair
They get
enough.
$1 and some change.
You know, if you put an extra 70 mil on there, they get a little over 3.
3 what? 3 cents?
Well, you get 33 million. If you add 70 million to it, it's
333
like
million.
103.
333 million.
33. Oh, okay,
Yeah, that's the population. It might be higher than that, but that's the last numbers I remember. It's 333 million.
We're gonna-
That's
we're gonna-
roughly what
We're
it
having a
is.
baby boom soon, dude. We're having a baby boom. That's 700 million people. But he's,
Yeah. COVID might cause baby boom too.
God, a whole new set of boomers. I'll be raising them too.
Oh boy.
Do you think they're gonna come up with names like that for forever? Like, you know what I
Yes.
mean? In 2050s, they're gonna be the 2040s, the 2030s, the 2020s. You know what I mean? There's gonna be names for all of them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, for sure. As much as people pretend they hate being labeled, they love being labeled. People love being part of a collective. As much as they'll lie and
America
say that they
loves
don't.
made labels.
Yep, that too.
When does the next like generation start? Like after Gen
I don't know.
Z?
Also, we already got to Gen Z, so what letter do we go from there? Do we
Gen-
is it back to Gen A? Like, what do we
Guys,
do?
we're on. We actually are Gen Alpha.
Oh
right?
my god!
What?
After
No,
that, we're
the
about
next
Gen Alpha.
generation is a generation of COVID.
Yeah. Well, what if they name it after COVID? That'd be
We're
crazy.
actually we're gonna name them after 2020. We're gonna call them Generation Dumpster Fire.
Yeah. I like that one.
Generation Dumpster Baby.
Yes, I'm prom night dumpster baby.
So Generation Alpha actually goes from 2011 until 2025.
Oh.
So
Who makes up this shit anyway? I've
okay,
always
you
wondered
want to know
that.
the best
You know,
part?
all the-
Is
the
it's super
pop
highly
music-
disputed. Like
Uh,
millennials, some people say millennials are 85 to 95. Some people say it's like 80 to 2000s. Some people say it's like 90 to 2005. It's like genuine scientists dispute the age range for different generations. It's kind of crazy.
I don't know. I know my gen. I'm good.
So I realized what made me so stupid. Not that I need an excuse, because I'm happy being stupid. It's quite normally my standard. But it was a bad MSNBC ads math that I was quoting, because I Googled what I said. Could Bloomberg have given $1 million to every American? And an MSNBC ad came up that said, no, MSNBC, he could not have given that to every American.
I'm remembering some sort of like meme or Vine or TikTok or something that had a similar premise where it's like some kid talking to his mom or like his mom talking to him and he's like, yeah, he could have given $1 million to everybody. Like, no, think about it. I definitely remember. I don't think you're the first one to get hung up on it.
No, but I remembered reading that and like being like, oh, okay, that's but you don't believe everything you read.
Well, I mean, as a total, they all spend. What did you say, Billy? 14 billion. So then you could be giving out millions of dollars.
But that's also senator seats and your presidential. So that's both of them combined.
Yeah.
Do you think the next 4 years are gonna get easier or harder? As people who aren't even old enough to drink legally, quotations up.
Fucking hope it gets easier, but I have a feeling it's gonna get.
I have no idea,
I think that
honestly.
I don't know.
I think that in one side of me wants it to get harder. I kind of want it to get harder.
What? Why do you want it to
Why?
get harder?
I want it-
What?
Listen, in my opinion,
do you
I
want?
think that the only way to help build this government up again, like the government's shit right now. The only way to build it up is for
Praise
things to go
the
crashing
swamp.
down, crashing down, bro. It shit has to crash at some point. We're already headed that direction. So to build yourselves up, you gotta crash. So I think I
Well,
kind of want it to get
yeah,
harder,
you're right.
so those good times come sooner. I
Okay.
want,
See,
As long as crashing down doesn't end in nuclear
Okay.
warfare.
but also
Well,
that's like even though that sounds like a bad way to do it, that is the theoretical happy ending. So I don't know. I feel like that's the fairy tale version of it. Although they do say democracy has a cycle that what is it? Good men create good times create weak men create hard times create good men, and the cycle repeats. I can't remember who it is, but some philosopher says that democracy has a 250-year like limit before it starts to implode on itself because of the cycle. So we'll see.
I don't know.
We're putting that to test.
I don't know about that 250-year cycle. I mean, there's a lot of philosophers, but Socrates and Plato and their work, and especially in the Republic, that they predicted that the duopoly, the difference between having a government that hinges on two separate parties, would not work. Like
Yeah,
it just,
that's our
it
biggest
fundamentally-
problem.
And it goes further than that. But it's quite frankly, we're doing pretty good as a country. I mean, there's other countries who are worse. So
Oh,
we're the
fuck is a
fattest
duopoly?
country.
it could be worse. We could have the Venezuelan dollar, dude.
Or I had an Argentinian on our podcast, and he's a brilliant fellow, and he spent like almost a year trying to get internet. Like that's how hard it was in Argentina to get the internet to stream. It took him a year with money to get the internet he needed to stream. So it was like different world, but like a third of his month's pay or something was the equivalent of him buying, a load of groceries. Like the payout was completely different. Like they would make 1 million rubles for our regular $2,000 a month, but everything else still was equivalent to the same. Like our cars were about the same. I cross-referenced what a $20,000 car would be to their 20 million ruble car, and the difference still came down to his groceries being 10 times more expensive than mine. And that's because they're harder to outsource, harder to get to the country, and all this shit. But there was 178.
We have that shit within this country. Sometimes it depends on what state you live in. Like when I smoked, and because as recently our cigarettes here cost what, $8, $9, maybe $10
Wow,
a
you
pack.
guys are lucky. Yeah, we're
Because
resort
we're in New
boys.
York, and it's
Yeah,
what?
they're
15,
expensive.
bro. It's like
$15 a
15.
pack.
Yeah.
Fuck
My
that.
God, 10
And then-
sounds nice.
And 4 years ago, when I was living in Carolinas, I was buying Newports.
I love me
For
some Newport.
$5 a pack. Moved up here, some places $11. What in the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't tell you how many times on TikTok I've seen girls just go, I don't care what anyone says. I don't understand inflation. Why can't we just print more money? There's so many people who just don't get the fact that we can't just keep printing money. It's
We
kind of
gotta-
funny,
we-
honestly.
We have. What are you talking about? We got rid of the gold standard a long
I
time
know
ago.
that was
We
a
don't
big
even- we don't-
mistake.
They just won't. But
That
You
was a
say
big
big
mistake.
mistake. I say carpe diem. You know, you're breathing
No.
now. Stop worrying about when you're not.
inflation, fine. It makes my tires work.
Yo, so
Got him.
with Craig gone, are we live right now?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
still live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
I'm-
you said when
I'm-
he was gone.
No. He does the recording of the audio strictly. We're streaming through Streamlabs OBS onto YouTube.
Oh, okay. So you're just capturing the screen. I'm with you. Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, so just because I want to throw my hat in this ring here, I'm just kind of just to see what I can do. Nick,
Yeah.
what kind of movies do you like? What kind of movies do you watch?
Okay.
You
okay.
guys talk about this. I'm gonna
This-
grab a beer.
This is gonna change. This is gonna show your opinion of me very quickly. I'm into horror movies.
Fuck, man. I
Do
didn't
you
even know
not
that.
see The Mask? If
There's-
you look
there's
very
two
closely
reactions.
on the other
Oh, I
side,
see it. I didn't
there's a
notice
hockey mask on the other side. If you can see it,
There's two
Uh-huh.
reactions you get when you say your favorite movies are horror movies. People think you're fucking retarded, or people are like, me fucking
Well-
too, man.
that and my favorite type of music, what I listen to is horrorcore. ICP, you know, is Psychopathic and Magic Ninja.
Yeah.
That's mainly what I listen to right now. So horror, I'm all over it, and that's fucking awesome.
See, the
Okay,
problem
so-
the problem with horror, a lot like the problem with hardcore music, is that for every 10,000 horror movies that they make every year, there's like 2 good ones. So everyone
Facts.
goes out and watches those 9,998 shitty ones, and they're like, the horror genre is dog shit. Because it is, because it's oversaturated with garbage. But then you find those 2 movies, and you're like, holy fuck, this is the greatest way to make a movie ever.
This is why I got into it. Okay, now I come from a different generation, so while you're absolutely right, and I don't disagree with you at all, my generation, the way I started watching horror movies was the old campy shit.
I
We're
like the
talking
campy.
The original Friday the 13th.
My
the
problem is
Halloween.
when they do sequel 10. Like that's when
Yeah,
it's like Friday the
Jason
13th.
X actually wasn't bad, believe it or not. For
Yeah,
what it
I
was,
can't
it
say
was-
I've seen it, but I just from the sequels I have seen of it. But no, but like Friday the 13th and like fucking Halloween even like shit like that and its campiness, it's just like I don't know, it's just acceptable. But then when you start to get to like the third and fourth, it's kind of like Saw. The first Saw, it was kind of good, but like half the reason it was so good is because it was so original and like fresh. And then you're at
and
Saw
nobody had
3D.
any idea.
Exactly, and then you're at Saw
Yeah.
3D, and the story has folded in on itself like 12 times. Jigsaw has died, but somehow been alive like 4 different times, and he's come back. Like, there's just so much crazy shit going on. You're like, okay, we know you're just doing it for the torture porn at this point. Like, we understand. Like, but that first one was just so good, and they do that for like everything. Although I will say, Friday the 13th is probably one of the only horror trilogies that I liked. The first 3 Friday the 13th are pretty good, in my opinion.
The first 3 were really good, and especially back in the day, you know, because the first one I saw was 2, and then I saw 3, and then went back to 1, and then started watching the others. I mean, I even like Freddy vs. Jason has gotten such a bad rap. So many people dogged that movie, and I think it was fucking amazing. But that's partially my generation. That's partially the fact that I grew up on it, and being a horror buff, that's what I like. You know, that's what got me into it. Do you have Hulu?
I don't, unfortunately.
The Hulu, after, if you can get it or can find somebody who has it, whatever, it'll lend you their email address. The Hulu After Dark series is twisted. It's almost guaranteed every time to be a really good watch. They're originals. It's Hulu original stuff, but they're really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
I'm not-
original trilogy, or that original trilogy was so good, I think in part because it really showed how a legend was made by like
Yes.
him starting as just a pure child and just like some supernatural creature, and then turning into Jason and being absolutely unstoppable. So that, I think that's part of the magic of the trilogy, that they don't understand that those were the sequels they did right, and instead they just looked at the dollar signs and they were like, sequels means more money, let's keep making these forever.
Yeah. I'm not too big into horror myself, but like
It's hard to be big into horror. There's like 5 good ones.
there's like
Yeah.
I have one recommendation on Netflix. There's something called, what is it? It's The Haunting of Hill House. It's like
I've heard
it's a
about
10
it.
part. It's one season. It's a TV show. Now that was like one of the best horror types of shows in TV that I've seen ever. Like I loved that. That gave me actual jump scares. I was actually scared watching that parts of it. A lot of horror movies when I watch them, I'm like, this is not scary. This is not that interesting. That kept me going in the whole TV show the whole time. So like, one recommendation: The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor, which is sort of similar. It's like a whole different idea with the same actors. Kind of what like with the American Horror Story did. They keep the same actors, keep going. They did the same thing. They just had different season, different idea, different horror story. Which I'm not opposed to. It's not a bad idea, but
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
biggest
it sounds
issue with
good.
horror movie, I just hate how like formulaic they can get.
Well, that's because you're watching the formulaic ones. You gotta
I
watch
know.
the
I'm
original
just
ones.
saying, like the crushing majority are all just mad formulaic,
Yeah.
and it's just like
No, I completely understand. That's why it's so hard
Unfortunately,
to
it just
be
makes it.
proud
Yeah,
of being a horror fan. That's what
yeah.
I'm
It
saying.
makes it makes it harder to. Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what I'm saying when I mean like someone's gonna think you're a fucking retard, or like fuck yeah, I'm right there with you. Because they either know the movies that you're talking about that are good, or they've seen all those shitty ones where they just do shitty jump scares and shit, and then they're like, yeah, you're a fucking moron. Why do you watch that? Oh, I
don't remember
probably have
which one it
seen more
was.
shitty horror movies than movies in general.
Probably.
those are still movies.
I don't even remember which one it was. It was either The Grudge or The Ring. I saw in the theater, and there was this kid, couldn't be much older than you guys if he was. Across the theater, got about halfway through the movie and had a really good jump scare. And the dude, he gets up in the middle of the theater and he goes, "Fuck this! I'm out of here." And he left.
Jeez, that kid's a
Couldn't-
pussy.
Couldn't handle it.
Out
What the hell?
of fear or disappointment?
Fear, because it was right after
Wow.
a really good scare. You know, it was actually priceless.
I want to meet this kid. I want to see what he's like in real life. Like I really want to meet him. Like who is
Yeah, we
this
gotta
kid?
find where he is today.
Listen, if you recognize the story and this is you, please message us at johnnyNipple@AOL.com.
If you ever
I got
walked
it.
out
I
of
got
the
it.
movie theater, I'm gonna jump.
I got it.
Try.
I gotta know, man. It's worth a try. You know, you never know. You never know who's
You
listening.
never know. That's facts. Yeah. Oh,
If you-
honestly, I can't name the last good horror movie I've seen. Like I know my go-tos, but I mean, I think the Babadook's the last one I can remember, and that's like 2014, and that's not even a great one. That's just a good one. So I can't remember the last time I saw a great horror movie.
I watched
I
the
guess-
sequel to The Shining not too long ago. I thought that was pretty
Oh,
good.
Doctor Sleep.
Dr.
Doctor Sleep
Sleep.
was
I
pretty
liked
good.
it.
It wasn't
I liked
I
bad.
haven't seen it yet.
Have you seen The Shining?
Of course, one of my
Which
favorite. horror
one?
movies.
Which one have you seen, or have you seen both of them? Because
I've
there's
seen
the
both.
original one with Jack Nicholson,
Yeah, I've seen.
and there's
Yeah,
the one with
That's the one I've seen. I didn't even
what
know
the
there was
hell's his
another
name?
one.
He was Brian from the TV show Wings. Used to be on TBS all the time. I
It
don't know.
was
I know Wings, I
Obi-Wan
can't remember
Obi-Wan
the
Kenobi.
actor, though.
Obi-Wan
Oh, wow.
Kenobi. I don't remember his name. Ewan something. Ewan.
Yeah, I can't say
Yeah.
I've seen that Shining. I just know the original one because my dad. Oh my God, my dad used to force me to read. I mean, I loved it, but he used to like force me to read fucking
love
Stephen
reading.
King. So then, yeah, we would watch it. Even though The Shining is nothing like the book. Like the movie is nothing like the book. It's still a fucking phenomenal movie. Probably one of the
Yeah.
only times that they didn't follow the book, and it was actually a good decision.
They
Usually
weren't
they veer off of
actually-
the book, and it's just dog shit.
Yeah, well, part of the problem at that point was they didn't really have the technology to be true to the story.
Mhm.
Because I mean, you figure that was what the original Shining was late 70s, early 80s,
Yeah.
something like that. That was like that was my childhood. That was a while ago. But something that have you seen or read Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Oh, I've seen parts of it. My
think I've
dad watched
seen
it
that.
one
I have
time,
not.
but I
think I saw
can't say I
a couple parts of
remember it very well.
The book was absolutely incredible. It was amazing. I would recommend it for anybody, anytime. It was an amazing, amazing, amazing book. You know, part of that being the very intro, the guy who was reminiscing about this and found the notes and, you know, the diary and whatever. The town he was located in, Rhinebeck, that was where I was born, Rhinebeck, New York.
That's where we
So-
that's where we all come from. That's our hometown.
No way.
no,
No
shit.
way,
I was
dude.
born
That's
in
where we all went to
Rhinebeck
high school.
Hospital.
So was I, bro.
That's
We
wild.
all
No
grew up there.
shit.
K through
That's
12. We all
crazy.
grew up there.
Yeah,
All
I've been
of
here
it.
my whole life.
Nice.
Wow, that's crazy. I even
Wow.
went to
That is
preschool
insane.
there. Yeah, I think we've all three of us have been there for a long,
That's a
long time.
coincidence.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Holy shit.
You guys
Nice.
are
I haven't
Vermont,
been back
right?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been up here most of my life, but yeah, I was born down there. I've lived in Rhinebeck, I lived in Kingston, I lived in
Jeez.
Wow, that's
Statsburg for a
crazy.
little while.
We're hitting all the
that's where my
hometown
parents
spots.
lived.
Yeah.
My parents
I
Oh, I
lived
lived
in
down on.
Statsburg, yeah.
Okay,
Crazy.
well, you guys know Rhinebeck, then you know where Slate Quarry Road is.
Yeah, of
I
course.
live
Yeah,
off
yeah.
that road.
Yeah, I lived on Slate Quarry Road.
Wow.
Now, I can't even tell you because it was so long ago how far down outside of town, but on your left, there's there's a pretty big house set up on the hill. There's a big pond in front. On the
past
other
the pond
side,
on the
there's
left
a long
side?
driveway. On the other side of that driveway, there's a 2-story ranch house.
It's
I
pretty
remember when that
small,
house was
though.
built. That was my house
Are you talking past
Our-
the Taconic or before it?
before the time.
No, I'm pretty sure I know where you're talking about. It's
Yeah, I
at the
think I know
top
what
of
you're
that
talking
hill,
about, yeah.
right? There's the lake on your
Yeah.
side. Yeah, my friend who I've known since I was 2 years old lives in that house.
Oh.
That ranch in front on the
Yes.
right-hand side of the driveway.
Yep. Yes.
Oh shit! And you go back. There's another house. There's
Yep.
like a
Oh, I know where.
one-story
Yeah,
house
it's
farther up
Jack's
on the right,
house,
and
guys.
you go all the way up
Yeah,
the
no.
hill.
Oh,
There's an
shit.
old
We're just
big
dropping
house.
names and locations right now.
It's
Jeez.
Jack.
Yeah.
It's his first
That
name.
ranch
It's
was
Jack. It's like
mine.
the most common name in the world.
My parents built that house.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I've known
Ranch.
that kid since I was 2
Wow.
years old or 3 years old.
Nice.
That's
That's
crazy.
insane.
What a coincidence. Wow.
Wow.
You know the
Wild.
Schultzfeld Deli?
No shit.
I live like,
Yeah.
right up the hill, right up 9 Partners.
Nice.
Yeah. Fucking crazy.
I had
man.
nothing to do with that. I'm a masshole from Boston, Massachusetts.
Among other
That's
things.
crazy, man. What are the odds? Wow.
Can
What
I?
are the
You
odds?
guys, I didn't know you guys live in Vermont. I need in-state residence to actually go to UVM for reasonable money. Can I?
He wants to
Can
come
I
stay
say I
with
live at
you.
one of you? No, I just need to say. I just need to say I live at your houses, and you guys get my mail. So
Oh my gosh. Wow, what are the odds? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. Have your parents like lived there for ever, or
We
Yeah,
they,
in
like,
this
area,
transplanted?
yeah, in this area, pretty
My
much.
parents
Yeah.
built our house on 9 Partners when I was like 5, so what, like 13 years ago? It's been 13 or 14 years that we've been there. So we've been there a while.
Yeah, my mom grew up in
Yeah.
Red Hook, and my dad in Spakenkill. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
my parents
pretty
are
close.
both Arlington kids.
Before they
Hyde
moved
Park.
down to North Carolina, my parents lived in Tivoli.
Oh wow, we have a good friend in Tivoli.
Nice.
Wow, what are the odds? That's crazy.
that's wild.
That is super crazy. Wow. Well, you know,
that is nuts.
we've reached about that hour point, so we have. I don't know if Ricky told you. We have one sort of closing tradition. Billy, Jack, did you guys bring any fuck, marry, kills? I brought one.
you're gonna have to go first. You have to go first, dude.
You have to go first.
Okay. So I got a complicated one, kind of like the one we did last week. It's the Scooby Doo gang, so you get to pick 3 of them, but you can only pick 1 chick.
Nice. I got this one immediately, dude.
Go.
Immediately.
Go for it.
Shit, hang on. Actually, hang on. Never mind. I thought I had it, and I was like, wait, who is this?
That's easy.
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it if you want it.
Oh, I can do that one easy. What is it? It's fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you got to pick 3 out of the 5, but you only get 1 girl.
Velma, Shaggy, Fred.
What are you doing to which? Wait, you're fucking Velma.
It's in that
You're
order.
marrying
fuck,
okay.
marry, kill.
I
Velma, Shaggy, Fred.
Okay,
Alright.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Velma?
Okay. I got
Velma
mine.
should be obvious. Shaggy, that man can cook and he can eat fucking right.
And he's high all the time.
Is. Why would
Yeah,
you not
yeah,
want to
he's a-
marry him?
Yeah.
Massive
I think I'm
stoner,
gonna
too.
have to agree with you, honestly.
I'm gonna have
I
to
don't
disagree with that. I'm gonna
Yeah,
disagree.
yeah.
Fred?
I would.
I gotta-
Do you have to say anything else?
I gotta marry Velma. I'm gonna probably fuck Shaggy, and then I'm gonna kill Fred.
I had the exact same answer.
Ricky, you have any different thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would definitely have to marry Velma. You know what I mean? Like she's got the brain. You know, I would
titties.
yeah, you know, I'd have to fuck Daphne.
No,
Like,
you only get
no,
one
you can only
girl.
get one
Only
female.
girl.
One female. Okay. Then I'd fuck Fred because I need to do it with an ass cock. It's got a clean asshole. Like that's for sure. And
Bleach
I
can't
would
bleach butt.
I
would
think that
kill,
thing's tight enough it might rip it off.
I'd kill Scooby just for funsies.
What? That's awful. You meet a talking dog and you
Yeah.
fucking murder it?
I'm surprised.
That's
I'm surprised.
fine.
That's fun.
Surprised nobody said they'd fuck Shaggy. I mean not Shaggy. Scooby.
I'm surprised you didn't say.
No.
You're the one who was trying to fuck animals.
Nobody wants
Christ,
to
it's a
fuck
joke.
Scooby or Daphne.
Daphne's just been used. That's why.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You know, man.
There's a price to pay for being hot. You know.
I don't think, but I don't think you can get rid of her as part of the problem.
You can just tell her
It
you'll be
wouldn't
there
be-
and help me.
Yeah,
Listen.
no.
No, listen, Fred has been trying to get rid of her, dude. He can't. Think about it. She's all over him almost every episode. He has struggled for like 20 years to get rid of her.
I don't know
It's
what
never
you're
happened.
talking about, Billy. Every episode he makes the fucking stoner go chill with the dog while he bangs the 2 chicks. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
There's a reason they split up.
I don't think he's banging Velma, unfortunately, because she keeps losing her glasses and can't see anything.
What do you
know,
think
he
he's
just beat
doing
him
while
up.
she can't see?
Jeez, that's not like she can't feel. What? She just can't see. My God.
Oh boy. Oh, Billy, Jack, you guys got any?
Well,
Um,
they can't feel. No, we're not gonna go there.
No, nope.
I wanted to go with the Powerpuff Girls.
No, they're children, Billy. I
Yeah,
don't
they're
think that's an
They're
acceptable choice.
children.
So imagine they were 18 of legal. Actually, you know what? We'll choose some characters from the Powerpuff Girls that aren't them. Let's see. There's that monkey dude. There's that monkey
Mojo
dude, bro.
Jojo.
We got the doctor, the fucking
Professor.
professor, right? And there's the devil dude.
Devil dude. Who's the
I don't fucking know who the devil
Oh
is.
yeah. Okay.
What is it?
That's a good one. I'm probably marrying the professor and fucking what's the monkey's name?
It's
Jojo or some shit.
Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo. I'm fucking him. And then the devil. I don't know. I don't want anything to do with it, so I'm just killing him.
The fact
The
that you want to
professor's-
fuck a monkey is
I know,
disturbing.
but I just want to marry the professor, so it's just an unfortunate truth. The professor, he's
No.
a super rich genius. I mean, what more can a
Yeah,
man ask
he also
for?
wants to mother everybody. Fuck that. I would marry Mojo Jojo. I would fuck the devil, and I would kill the professor. In a
No, that'd be
heartbeat.
perfect. If he wants to mother everybody, that means I'm the man of the relationship. It works
That's
out
No,
for
no,
everyone.
he's gonna be mothering you.
That's okay. I feel like that wouldn't hurt. I feel like that couldn't hurt me at
I
this stage
think
in
I feel like you don't understand.
life.
I got my answer here. Gonna marry professor. I want to fuck the devil dude. What is that like? What is that
That
like?
that'd be all kinds of fun, wouldn't it?
Probably.
You never know, dude. You never know. Probably
You're
gets
going to
tricks up
hell.
his sleeve.
You know
Yeah.
the devil's real,
Yeah,
so that means you're going to hell.
Yeah, but at least you'd be buddies with him, you know. Think about it.
Yeah.
You
fuck-
get
you
down
fuck
there and
once,
you're
you gotta
like,
be
yo, let
buddies.
me get
Yeah,
some more of
you
that
get
tight stuff.
Special treatment.
And I gotta kill JoJo. I'm not into that whole monkey shit. No, I don't want HIV, man. I don't want HIV, man.
Oh my god.
I was honestly thinking the same answer, so kind of boring.
Wow. Well, you know, I think it was a great episode. Do you guys want to plug any of your stuff again before we go?
Yeah, if they won't listen on iTunes, Podbean, and YouTube, and yeah, that's where you'll find us.
I'll
Topher's
have a link in the description too.
cool.
What he said, and my Instagram is KHAOTIK neutral NUTRAL. Instagram. If come across anybody that's got anything else after it, it's just one word. There's no underscores. There's no special characters. No nothing.
If he told you you won
They're
$3,000,
lying to
he's
you.
lying.
Yeah. Don't believe it.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on. It was a great
Yeah,
episode. It
Hang
was a
on,
good time.
hang on. We gotta get.
Well,
We need something quick, real quick.
Cool. No, thank you for having us. We're happy to be here. You know, podcast
Oh.
community.
Jock?
Oh fuck. Anchor.fm. Holy shit, it's such a good website. Got us on Spotify and a bunch of different other platforms. They got industry low amounts that they take off for fucking money they give you. So that's cool.
Not regular money, but fucking money.
Uh,
Isn't it prostitution?
Yes, that is.
There's 30 seconds. That was close enough. No wonder they don't pay us.
Got him.
I think I just realized, now that I wasn't holding the timer this time, I think I realized why they don't pay us.
why?
No reason. Okay.
Oh, you
thank
saying
you both,
my
well,
thank you both for being on the show.
Thank you both
Really
for coming.
appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.
Our final
time.
tradition is to say goodbye to Craig before we leave, so I'll start it off. Good night, Craig. Have a good night.
Good night, Craig.
Goodbye, Cracker Craig.
Goodbye, Craig.
Bye, Craig.
Kick Craig, Billy?
Well, he's not here to begin with, so what
You
are
still
we
gotta
doing?
tell him to leave. Do you tell him to leave?
I did. Yeah, I
Oh,
did. I did.
shit.
I did. I did.
Perfect.
Okay.
Not recording that channel.